evening, everybody, and welcome back to Riverbend Springs. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, the eve before launch. I know everyone is super stoked, no doubt. We're picking up where we left off just a few short days ago. What's up, Tukey? Who caught the video I just dropped literally 20 minutes ago? Just in time for me to watch that one and then come here. I know. Seems from the partner Discord that the release tomorrow morning, at least tomorrow morning for us, caught some other folks off guard. Maybe some folks that aren't necessarily paying as much attention as they should be. What's up, Charlie Farmer? We've got the Senbogen telehandler. This is the one with the cab that goes up and down. There's a Fit telehandler that does that also. I think it was to make a global release on all platforms myself. That's what I'm thinking. Did we ever fire up this greenhouse? We did. Okay, we did. We put chili peppers in it. I couldn't remember. All right, we got Hey Bale. Yeah, all right, that's most this thing will make. Well, that answers that question. If you have a straw bale in the baler and you start to make hay, it becomes a hay bale. So it's not that it uses whatever it bales most of. When we get the fog of war done, I'm also going to show you where we are with respect to grazing. Over with the cows, we can see the grass be cut by them eating. So that's pretty cool. We don't want to be like David and have all our round bales roll down the hill. Y'all haven't seen that video yet, but in conversations with David, you'll find out. He's got issues with round bales rolling down hills. Are you gonna stop? Oh! The windrow! That has mass. The Bale stopped when I got to it. Oh, did I? Oh, shoot. Sorry. Sorry. I meant to mute that, but I didn't. Alright. We're on Riverbend Springs, David. Hello, Melvin. What's up? Good morning, David. It's not Tuesday morning yet. Is that when it releases for you? 8 a.m. or 5 a.m.? Yep. So that was interesting. When that bale touched the windrow, it stopped. Uh-oh. So, has anybody had a chance to check out the Chatting with NPC series? First one is Walter. Chatted up a grandpa. Got quite an interesting story about him and his grandma. Him and grandma getting together. But man, does he lead you on. It takes like 3 or 4 months to get that story out of him. He also has unique dialogue if you talk to him after you have earned a lot of money. But I didn't leave that in the video. There we go. Maybe you're waiting. You're saving it so you can do it for yourself. You know, your conversation choices matter. Although I will tell you, the guy to watch out for is Noah, down at the sawmill. Yeah, I was hoping for a bit more, I don't want to say conversation variety, but more on that here in a little bit. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, and welcome back to Riverbend Springs. We're continuing where we left off the other day. We've got some hay we got to bale up. My goal is to be able to make some mixed rations at some point. I was just talking about our chatting with the NPC series and what that all meant. And I was saying that I was a little surprised or disappointed in how much the NPCs repeated themselves. After 4 or 5 months, the chance of getting the same dialogue was a little bit too high for me. So I don't know if they're if they're tracking what they've already said or not, and it's not working, or how they're randomizing the conversations. But it's a little frustrating when you get the same story from the NPC 2 or 3 months in a row. What's up, Eugene? How's it going? How do you hit the stream to display that? Yeah, you remind me to put the countdown timer up. That's how you do it. You say, hey, buddy, you didn't put the countdown timer up. That's what we need to do. What's up, John? How you doing? It sounds like everything is going to release on or about the same time frame tomorrow across all platforms. If you go to Steam, it should say unlocks in 11 hours. But from what I understand, Steam rounds down. So, but basically, yeah, 12 hours from now. The reason the counter says, let me fix it. There. So I was going to say the reason the countdown timer here says 11 hours is because it is only displaying hours. So we will be doing our live stream tomorrow night. It will be the launch party. So it'll be an open server. I can accept up to 15 folks in the server at any one point in time. We'll be here on Riverbend Springs, doing all who knows what. No, auto stop is a script mod. And 1, since the mod hub's not open yet, so no. And 2, no. Because submissions, I doubt, have really happened yet for Farm Sim 25 mods. So there was a comment the other day related to this baler. And the comment was all around this wrap. You're like, why are you wrapping straw? Well, why is that baler wrapping straw? Well, it's not. It's not wrapped per se, but it is wrapped because it's using net wrap. Because remember, balers in Farm Sim 25 now have consumables. Now you can see down here in the lower right, round bale net, right? 2 of 2. And we can see we've used a portion of one of those rolls. So it's not wrapped per se. And depending on the wrap that you use, it will have a different overall texture to the bale. And I did learn something from everyone's favorite developer, Mr. Marcel. I learned that you can indeed, in theory, put a gate in your animal pen. But there is a catch. And let me talk to you about that catch. Alright, so here we have our sheep pen. Right? Go away. So this is the fence, right, of the sheep pen. And in last live stream, we went in and we deleted this fence. Okay? And I couldn't put it back. It wouldn't let me. Well, I managed to get it back, but it won't let me complete it because it says this is a restricted area because of the nav mesh and everything that's inside. Well, I could have put a gate in if this fence supplied a gate, but it doesn't. Okay? So here's the thing, and you may or may not have seen videos on this already, but here's the thing. All right? Right, here's the fence. Okay? It's a nice, pretty fence. And depending on what type of PC you're on, what you're watching the stream on, you may not be able to see it. But up in the upper left corner, it says switch segment type 1 of 2. All right? And we have an N and an M, right? So we can switch. So I can switch to a gate. And I can reverse the gate with a K and an L, right? I can reverse the swing. And I can go back to the fence or the gate. So build mode doesn't have gates. There's fences, and some fences have gates, some fences don't. So before you start putting a fence in, if you want to do a gate, you better pick the right fence to do it on. Right? So for example, this fence, okay, it has no gate. I can't put a gate on this fence. Not going to happen. This fence, I can do a gate. I can also do an interesting little signpost. Okay. So I can do this. Well, it's more like a road thing. Or I have the fence, or I have a little signpost. Okay, so pay attention. Okay, this is a nice fence. And then I can switch it to a little person door. Or I can switch it back to the fence. I can have a swing door. Swing gate, right? I can have a drive gate, right, for a vehicle. I can have a smaller one, right, or the swing door, or back to my fence, right? So you need to pay super, super, super close attention as to which fence you want to use and if it offers a gate or not. This fence does not offer a gate, so I can't put it in here because only like fence types will connect. Right? So that's the deal. Hey, do y'all like my tractor or something? Is that why you're just staring at it? Are you mesmerized by my... Oh! Oh my gosh, she vanished. I made her disappear. So I'll be doing a video on build mode at some point this week. My list of videos to record is quite long, and sadly my NPC videos, I did get 6 of them out of it, but that took about 7 hours yesterday. And the video I just dropped right before the live stream, well, that took about 7 hours today. Blockers, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. What? Senior, junior, sophomores. Can we play football? Yesterday we learned we could play soccer, football, the wrong version of football, on Sri Lanka. What the heck is... Why is someone leaving little Dixie cup dispensers here? But I don't see a foot. We can't kick a field goal. Why can't we just line up here on the 45 and boom, punt it right through? All right. It's a little disappointing. Well, there's that Baler does have some options. If I would pick the right Baler. Is this the one I picked? So yeah, the Pro Belt 165 and the Pro Belt 450. Those are the two options there. And we have standard net or film binding or empty. Empty means it doesn't come with any, you'll have to buy some. Standard net and film binding means that you come preloaded with something and you get to pick what you get. Okay. Big Farming Homestead. Seems like they're doing a global launch across all platforms tomorrow. So it should be available across all platforms on or about the same time frame. John, I think it really comes down to save game file size. Save game file size is a big aspect of maps larger than standard. Because from what I understand, consoles limit the amount of space that you can have for a save game quite extensively. And, well, larger map means larger dim files. It means larger textures, not textures, but like foliage layers and things like that. So your save game files are often a lot larger than they are on a standard size map, which could mean, well, do you have less saves to compensate for the smaller number of for the larger file size or the save size, or do you go and not do it? So I think it has to do with file size of your saves. Let's go down to miscellaneous and miscellaneous. Oh, man. I was hoping. All right. Let's see how this works. Sure. Oops, there we go. Well, that doesn't mean it's not coming, Will. Oh, look at this. I would say it doesn't mean it's not coming. Because it might just drop as a Giants mod, you know, the next day or so, or a week. Oh, license plate flapper. Flaps. I do hope there's AGI stuff coming too. Now here in a little bit, I'm going to do a tour around the map, because I titled this live stream, "This farm is yours now," because that seems to be the tagline for Farm Sim 25. Like, I think Farm Sim 22 was Farm Like Never Before, or maybe that was Farm Sim 19. This farm is your farm now seems to be the tagline with respect to Farm Sim 25, and I thought it may be a little fitting to title that, given the fact that we're going to have release tomorrow, 12 hours. Yeah, the smaller one, the cheaper one. Whoa, you little piece of... The hell you think you're doing? Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, AI passes you now. Jeez, people. I didn't count it because things are repeated. So, that's the thing, right? You can't just count it because it's in the shop now, because some things are repeated. Road King, what is up, sir? What is up? Oh, shoot. Oh, what happens when you strap something on a tractor truck that has straps? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what happens? Alright, all that because I want to get this over to that field. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, folks, but Peter will never come back again. He's gone permanently. Permaban! Not my problem. Later, Tater! What's up, Eugene? How's it going? Yeah, there's some pretty significant changes with the material system, and other things that I think it's going to be a lot more than just a simple conversion. Alright, when folks just show up like that, just permanent ban them. It'll delete the message for you. They get no warnings, just permanent removal from the channel. Nope, no report, just permanently go away. Never to see light another day. Because all they are little baby children. They show their intellect is about as big as a 2-inch long wiener. Where am I at? I gotta figure out where my field is. Oh, I gotta go back up. I gotta go up a block. I don't know because I don't keep track of field sizes across the 3 maps, but I would say you're probably apt to make the biggest fields on Bhutan Pantai, because there's a huge flat section in the middle. But Sri Lanka also opens yourself up a lot for merging of fields. So it's going to be one of those two. But at any rate, with the change to the material system, the change with the tires so that they shine when they get wet, the reflections off the paint, I think there's going to be a lot of changes that people will have to do. I don't think things will just come over quickly and easily. Alright, here we go. I mean, at the end of the day, we pick the mods we want to use, right? So if we pick, if we pick realistic mods, then we can play realistically. If we pick more arcadey mods, then we can play more arcadey. I do not think so. I toggle between the two sections of the trailer. I don't see anything that says anything like extend. Oh wait, I can unhook it. I can unstrap it because I don't have the truck on this time. You hit X to extend the cab on the telehandler. I'll show you when we get in it. What's up, Max? How is it going? You know what? Oops. So, this video is brought to you by Midwest Farmer and the Myriad. Thank you for being farm barons. No. Okay. I went around today and I collected all the collectibles. Not on this save, on a different save. They are, yeah, they're all different. Right? It's not like the golden apples or the wooden sculptures on Silver Run Forest. They are all different, and they all ultimately go into the grain mill, the museum, which goes back to the video I just pushed out right before the live stream, where we built out the museum and a pirate ship. So the map has a pirate ship over at the playground. And it was basically a time lapse of building that out. So in the F1 menu, it says unfold telehandler, and that's X, and that will raise up the guy. Yeah. I tried opening the doors multiple times. Saving the game, close the game, launch the game. Alright, before we go too far, did I turn it off? There we go. I didn't need that. This map has, I believe, 5 farms, if I'm not remembering correctly. So, since you're going to be playing tomorrow, I thought it's important that you understand which farm choices you have. So this is your starting farm. If you choose to use your starting farm, you've got a cow pasture here that has 3 cows in it. You have your silo. This barn that has your harvester in it. You have your farmhouse. This is a deco building that apparently will have a function in an update. Don't know what this will be, but it'll have a function in an update. That's what Giants has said. We have a little workshop there that does nothing, and we have this barn here. So that's your starting farm. It also has a little farmer's market kiosk outside. It's down here, farmland ID 1. You know, these 3 fields and this field at the start. Well, that's just one of your choices. There's another farm right here, just south of town, up on this hillside. It's more or less set up to be horses, but you've got this manor of a farmhouse. You have this riding area behind you. You've got a little barn there. You've got the round barn, which I believe is just deco, and you have all of this grass here in front. And there's your town. To the south, just to the west of the, I guess just to the east of the Riverbend Springs water tower, which is a water trigger. I can find it somewhere. At any rate, we have this farm. This farm has chickens right there. We have a water trigger. We have a farmhouse. We have a barn. A deco silo. It doesn't function. You can obviously get rid of that. We have another barn here. So that's just south of field 87. But we're not done. We're going to make our way over here to the grain mill and hang a left. And we have this farm. So we have a farmhouse. We've got a bit of a barn here. This is a deco object. I'm wondering if there's the same update that we're getting, if this will also be usable. Because it looks like it's a chicken coop, but there's no triggers in it. We can sell the building if we want. We have a hayloft. And we have a rice saplings greenhouse. So that's a farm option to you. But we're not done. Maybe you want to be David's neighbor. And maybe you want to have a sunflower maze. So this is both the farmer's market sell point. It's also David's neighbor's farm. But this farmhouse, if you own it, it has a sleep trigger. So it classifies itself as a possible player farm location. Some of these buildings can be sold, others cannot, because they're clearly tied to the farmer's market sell point. But that's a possible player farm option as well. And then the farm that was in my thumbnail is right across the street. Right here. Up on this hillside, we've got this barn, long gallery on the side, a little deco silo we can get rid of. Nice farmhouse up on the hill. And a nice flat spot over here for additional building. You can delete these buildings if you want. So this map has a ton of potential player farm areas. Which one will be your farm come tomorrow? You got 11 hours to ponder. Well, that's fine, Optimus. You don't have to bring everybody else down. Alright, let's see how well we can do. Probably we should only safely transport 4 bales at a time. Well, why do I have so much money? It's so I can just buy random things to show off for you guys. And such. So, that's why. I have no problem grinding. But one can't properly show off a map or show off a game if you start with $0 and you can barely earn any money. Yeah, we probably should transport just 4 at a time. Alright, I see something about the stream being a bit laggy. I'm still trying to figure out what the heck's going on with my settings. I literally haven't changed anything from last night when it was fine. So I'm going to stop the stream, start it, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Like, literally in like 10 seconds. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what's going on. But at any rate, we're here, we're having fun. What questions do you all have? I'll try to get those answered as best I can. Skinner's Workbench, what is up, sir? How's it going? We have not really dived too much into the little farm productions yet. Mostly because, you know, Saturday we were on Hutan Pantai. Yesterday we were on Sri Lanka. Those were kind of, for me, throwaway saves. Today we're back on Riverbend Springs where we started on Friday. So we'll try to maintain this one a bit more. But since we really don't have anything to put into those productions yet, we haven't. And you know what I just realized? I technically don't have a way to unload these things. There, unloaded. Totally realistic. What's up, Just Jerry? How's it going? The biggest surprise for me, I just posted a video on a pirate ship. The buildable mission over at the playground area is a giant pirate ship. You know, at one point Giants called it a rope park. I thought the new start game modes, the new game career start menu was interesting. Seeing the international pickup was a surprise. Yeah, rope made from wool and cotton. I don't know how quality that rope would be, but that's the recipe. The international CV, yeah. I mean, I'm not really a huge, like, you know, I'm going to use the term equipment whore because I don't know of any better term to call it, but like, I'm not snobby on my machinery. Like, I can't ramble off the model number of every tractor I own or anything like that. So, to that extent, you know, machinery being in the garage, a tractor's a tractor, a telehandler's a telehandler. I deliberately pick different things with every game save just to have variety. So was there something in the garage that was a shock? I mean, the biggest shock to the garage was this organization that makes zero sense. Drivables that don't include all the drivables. I like that all the loader stuff is collected together. That's okay. But why do we go drivables, loaders, trailers, soil, seeding, yield improvements, and then combine harvesting? And then forage harvesting, and then grass care, and then baling, and then root crops, and then vegetables, and then special crops. But special crops are apparently rice, sugarcane, and cotton. Grapes, olives. And then we have a miscellaneous. So, you know, I'm not happy with this shop. It's in no order. It's like nothing that makes sense. It's just like the grocery store that was obviously designed by a woman. Yep. Can't find anything in the grocery store. Not going up and down every single aisle because it makes no sense. Well, we didn't have any information if precision farming was going to be brought forward FS22 either. So it's... no, there's no mini map that shows you fertilization changes or anything like that. Precision farming is not built in. It may or may not be coming. I guess we'll know whenever an announcement is or isn't ever made. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3. I wonder if we can stick these on the back of this trailer. Hey Jay, we're released in 11 hours and 10 minutes. Depending on when that is for you, yes. So I like precision farming too. It made everything somewhat simpler. I mean, to some degree, it'll need to be adapted for rice and for the other new crops. So, for example, rice. Rice requires... long grain rice requires only one fertilization, because you can't really fertilize a field after it's flooded. At least that's what Farmer Ben says. So tonight at midnight, we're going to release the first of 2 chatting with Farmer Ben. Helper B is his nickname. And Helper B says that long grain rice only gets fertilized once. And I think regular rice probably doesn't get fertilized at all. because it gets planted in a flooded field. Eugene, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Soul Hunter, you're a member. John, you're a member. No Sleep, Tristan, and Angered Soul. You're all members now of the channel. Thank you very much. Turn that off. Over here. I mean, this looks nice. Oh, we got animations on our shift and our 4 ways. Light up dash. Alright, let's see if we can't make our way over the farm from here. I feel we're gonna have to turn around. Smoke that'll grow. There's no restriction that you can't plant another crop in the rice field. I wouldn't flood it. I'm sure the flooding mechanic isn't going to work. But we tried that over on the Asian map, and I was able to see canola on a rice field. All right, now we got to turn around. I should have. What if did this truck come with a bigger engine? Yeah. Nice cab suspension here. I'm sure Schultz has already done an engine swap. So the big question is, when will the Giants editor drop? Oh. Alright, these bales do not appear to be strapped down. Hardware Bobs. I do want to try something down at the concrete factory. One of these roads will take me straight into farm. Man, why do you... Well, we're not getting here the long-about way. That's right, Chaser. All right. I want to feed these cows, and then I want to try something down at the cement factory. Brad, I don't think so. But that's one of the things we're about to try. Come and get it! Bidder's up. Is this for food or is this for straw? That's for hay. That works. Okay, I wanted to show you guys this. So it was mentioned about grazing, and we would see the grass being cut, if you will, by our animals. I don't know if it's coming across on the stream or not, but this grass is definitely a different height. Right, here's a tall patch. Here's a short patch. Another tall patch there. Right, there's a patch of tall there. So you can definitely see that these cows, so that's tall, there's a little patch of short. You can definitely tell that these cows have been grazing on this pasture. Okay. Turn that off. Oh, where? Since we don't have search. Are you... What? The what? What the what? Is what I gotta say about that. Where is it? Why is it not here? Where's the little lizard thingy that picks up from the ground? What the what? And this is just... All right. $33 $129 $32 $1 $32 $12 $92 $32 $12 $92. $32 $12 $92. Uh, 32 12 92 12 92. Go. Hello. Nope, that ain't gonna do it. Well, that's a failure. All right, what's going on? Where's my belt? You gotta actually load this stupid thing by hand? That's just wrong. No, it said grain too. See, grain, taters and sugar beet, everything. I'm pretty sure that's stone. We gotta go back to the blog post we had today. Because the blog post we had today had some fill type icons. So here's that. Stones. Yep, that's stones. All right. And then that's certainly not going to pick up from the ground. Well, that just stinks. All right, let's... No, we gotta go over here now because the other stupid thing is that's not in the right menu. Let's get our big wheel loader. An electric Volvo loader. Sure. Why do I want that? It said only... What happened to the big one? There it is. Did I buy a 180? No, I bought a 120. All right. Fine. A rope of what? No Stone Age. Alright, well, we'll leave that for another day. I do know that there's a day 1 patch coming tomorrow. So we'll put that on the list of things to try after the patch. Now you got, what's the ropa? Oh, you mean this thing? No, it only picks up beets. This doesn't pick up Stone Age either. I have to go in there? Alright, let's try this. I have a wag. I have a trailer. The land's not buyable. So that, you can't buy that land. See? It's not slightly dark, so you can't buy it. That's buyable. That's not. And you can't buy the... Right, there's nothing to buy here. The dredge isn't viable. See, I thought these little hats were collectibles. Because we saw those at a couple different, because we saw those at a couple different photos. We can buy the factory, yeah. We can buy the factory, but the factory doesn't include the stones. See? Oh, everything is now running. You don't like that? Oh, try this. Thank you. Oh, I don't want grass. I want it. Oh, thing. It says grass, but it's hay. All right. Okay, so it looks like they've separated the bale trigger from the bulk trigger. I simply put a bale here. It's not being taken. Bale's got to go inside. Then it gets taken. See? Look at that. It's the wrong fill type. Foiled again by picking the wrong words. Pretty sure what was tried. No, they're not new, but they're new that in a base game animal pin, I feel like. So, Scooter, you can do that, but you can't at the same time. And the issue lies with the fact that not every fence has a gate. And how they now do gates is different. So let me show you. So, when we put our sheep down, our sheep use this fence here. If I can find it. So our sheep use this fence. Right? Well, the way Giants is doing gates now, you're not going to find any gates in this list. These are only fences. These are only lights, and these are others. So at first glance, you think, what, we only have fences now? Not quite. Depending on the fence is if there's a gate or not. Not every fence has a gate, but every gate has a fence. Okay? So, like, this first one has a fence. So we draw out our fence, and we can switch segment type in the upper left, and we can M and N, and we can go to a fence. We can hit K, and we can change the angle of the opening, right? But if I pick the fence right below it, this one, I don't have a fence, a gate. I can't gate this fence. This fence does not have a gate. This fence actually has other options. I have this thing, or I have this silly little real estate signpost. Okay? Or I can come down to this. This fence has a gate, but it also has that option, and that option, and a little person gate. Right? So you gotta be careful which gate you pick, or fence you pick, as to what the options might be. Holy cow, this one has a ton. Let's go over here. Oh, I can't put a freaking fence down on my rice field? Alright, look. Alright, so we got a red fence. Red metal fence. But I have 10 different segment types. So segment type 10 is this gate. I have a fancy gate. Right, we can change the swing. We have this like little drive-through thing. We have, ooh, we got this fence. We have a cattle fence, cattle gate. Or we got, you know, just a double gate. Or we have a single swing. Or we have a shorter swing. Or we have a different style. Or we have a little person door. A little person door with a little hoop. Or we're back to our fence. So we gotta play with our fences and figure out what we have and which we want to use. Because the game doesn't let us... This one comes with a mailbox? Oh, it's like an end post with a light. Or a corner. Jeez. Right, so we have to play... What type of fence do I get? Oh, this one comes with steps. Gee, let me correct this. Any rate. Yeah. So, I like that there's a whole lot of variability there. But really it's going to take, like, putting down a whole bunch of different types of fences to see what all the options are across all the fences. To be able to pick which one you want to use. Sounds like it to me. Sounds like I'll be putting down a build mode fence video. What? That's totally accurate. The game releases at 8 a.m. my time, which is 10 hours and 37 minutes from now. See? Look. Countdown to November 12, 8 a.m. I live on the East Coast. The game releases at 8 a.m. on November 12th. Therefore, this is accurate. Oh, well, no problem. Scooter, no problem. It took me a while to figure it out, and there for a little bit, I was like, what? Are there no fences? What? What's going on? Turn it on or not? Oh my gosh. There we go. Alright, well, this one apparently only has one trigger. Well, I mean, that's, yeah, based on historical information. Giants would release at midnight CET. But it looks like they changed it for just to keep the release cycle the same for everyone. I have to create that video, David. So I'm going to try to do that video tomorrow morning and have it out tomorrow afternoon. I've got 37 commands that I picked through to show off. So, back to this. The story about putting down a building and being able to then oh my gosh, I just had a sneeze. To be able to put down a building, delete the fence, put in a fence segment that has a gate. It's possible, but you have to pick a fence, right? Like this fence that's in this pin has to have a gate. Because if it doesn't, then the different fence types don't snap to each other. Right? So let's try this. Oh, guess what that is, everybody? Guess what that is, everyone? It's a collectible. There you go. Only 24 more to go. Oh, thank you, Big Low Joe. Big Joe Low. Ta-da! Alright, so collectibles on this map go to the Grain Elevator Museum once you build it out. And they're all different. Alright, so watch this. Right, dynamic pastures at its best. We can't place a building on top of ourselves. Silly game. Yes. Yes. All right. So now we have meadow in here. Now we can go to B, demolition mode. We can delete that. We come over here to fences. And we have to find this fence. Joy to us to find the magic fence. Is it this? Nope. Let's hope it has a gate. Is it this? Looks like it. Oh, but it doesn't have a gate. It also won't let me click here because it says it's restricted. Stupid thing. Alright, well, it supposedly works, but maybe this is also getting patched in the year day one update. Alright, so another question somebody had was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I don't know. They asked if they changed the limit to the number of animals that would show up. Oh, this is also cool. Trees. Right, we can put a big tree here. I can't put a tree here? Alright, we can put a big tree right here. This tree is too big. Well, how about a smaller tree? How about an even smaller one? Or a smaller one still? Alright, how about a little sapling? Can you see that little sapling? Or a bigger tree? Let's go to a different tree. Let's go to a big majestic tree. So we pick the tree, and it comes up as full grown. And then we can change the size of the tree, M and N, to plant a little sapling, which has me wondering if this tree will grow. Right? I wonder if it'll grow. So I can put a little tree here. Or I could decide, you know, I want to be a little bigger. Or I want to be a little bigger yet. Or I want to be a little bigger yet. Or I want to be a big boy tree. Right? I don't have a whole bunch of trees, all of different sizes, here in my shop. I have all the trees in one entry, and I picked the one I want. And then I can also hit B to randomly rotate the tree. So if I'm placing multiple trees, I can have them rotate. So let's do this. Right, so let's put a tree here. And then let's put a tree here and rotate it. And let's put a tree here and oops, and rotate it. And one here and rotate it. Right, so now we have 4 trees. They've been slightly rotated. Here along the road. So it goes a long way of giving your eye, you know, a little bit of difference. It's not relying on you to have rotated it, and it's not relying on, right, like you don't see the exact tree stamped 4 times. Boom, 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 boom. Delilah, get that preload going, indeed. Get that preload going. You know what? Let's pause and talk about something. Speaking of preload. So tonight, right up until 10 hours and 23 minutes and 59 seconds from now, the game is still available for pre-order. You get the MacDon pack. You get the golden CR11 at no additional cost if you pre-order before release. After release, the MacDon pack will be an add-on bonus. You will have to pay money for it. Okay? You'll be able to get it, but you'll have to pay more money. So if you're on the fence and you haven't bought it yet, now is the time to get it. To get the MacDon pack from the Giants eShop at no additional cost. Something else that is now available as pre-order is that we have now entered into a new partnership with a new game server host for Farming Simulator 25. PocketHost.app. Explanation server should put it up in chat. Explanation server should put this link up in chat. Should be a link down in the description below. You can pre-order Farm Sim 25 servers right now. And the reason I'm bringing this up is you can get 4 slot, 6, 8, 10, or 12 slot servers per month. Okay? But here's what you see. Okay, let's say you want an 8 slot server, $13.99. Good. I want 11 gigs of mod space. That's right, 11 gigs of mod space for $1. If you're like Schultz and you got to play with all the mods, 11 gig ain't going to hold you. Tonight only, pre-order bonus, 41 gigabytes of mod space for $4. Sign me up. Right, all you gotta do, pick a server. Right, name it. Pick the slot count you want. Pick the mod space you want. Pick the region you want. Order server. Create an account. Log in. You're up and running as soon as Farm Sim 25 releases. With a 41 gigs of mod space for the life of the server. So, after Farm Sim releases, this bonus, from what I understand, will go away. And the max you can get is 25 gigs of mod space for $4. So, it's not double the space, but pretty dang close. And the fact that you're going to be able to keep 41 gigs of mod space for the life of this server, that's a pretty big deal when you're like Schultz and you got to play with all the mods, right? So, I just bring it up today because this deal is about to expire, well, in 10 hours and 21 minutes. Again, Pocket Host, they are new to the farming simulator server business, but they're not new to servers so far in general. All right, let's do this. Like this is weird, but we're doing it. So give them a look. They are cheaper than GPortal. That was an absolute requirement. And depending on the slot count you get, they are, in some cases, significantly cheaper than GPortal. I mean, if you're like me, 11 gigs of mod space is more than enough. If you're like Schultz, you need all the space. Because he puts all the Massive Ferguson mods on the server for all his boys and girls in the yard. Alright, let's pick up one of these. Alright, we gotta get back down here. Come on, I want to stab a straw bale, okay? Let me stab a straw bale. Thank you. That's what I've been wanting to do all day long. So you should have preload at this point on Xbox. I believe preload now works on PlayStation 5. And Steam doesn't seem to do preload at all for Farm Sim, so sorry. Now, it was a 19.5 gig download from the Giants eShop. Oh, you buggers. I'm gonna have to blow that straw in. Yes. Apparently. You need to get off my bale. Oh, I got my shiny tires now. Because it's raining. Interesting bale physics confirmed. I think it's because of the high amount of static electricity in the air. Maybe it's the EU conversion rate? I don't know. I can ask him tomorrow. I like how our deformation, right, we've got the right tracks. We're not leaving the wrong tracks on the ground. Alright, we gotta get a blower. Let's look at this. Is new. Let's look at this. That has a pin. That has a ball. That probably won't work. All right. Where did it go? All right, we'll just use this. See, Scooter, I told you. Right? I had to read that one for a little bit. You just need to use that link. As long as it says, what does it say? As long as it says FARMERKLEIN.podkidhost.app. You're on my portal site. We gotta turn around. Oh, okay. I read your message wrong. I read your message 11 versus 12.99. I don't know, when I was pricing it out earlier today, it was less. We got the rudder. Let's see how this thing works. X. Oh. What was that? What? Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's probably it. So we have water drops on our tractor. Oh, sorry. You see reflections? off the wet tractor. Right, all that really goes a long way in helping with the old, dare I say, immersion factor. I wonder who knocked all these signs down. Alright, let's try this. Get in there. And then we'll fold it up. Nice. Dennis, thank you for the sub. We're so dang close, people, to 50,000 subs before the release of Farming Simulator 25. If you're not a sub and you're watching, please consider hitting that subscription button. It'll go a long way to helping us get to that goal. We set that goal way back in June or July when Giants made the announcement. Well, that's not really blowing straw, but okay. I mean, if it's getting the job done. Ham and eggs, what's up, sir? How's it going? Oh my gosh, yeah, it does have a leak. Wait, oh, I hate this. See? Are you? Who hates the camera collision? I hate the camera collision. See, it has a hole in it. That's by design. I wonder if this gate works. Nope. Well, my car is a full-size car, but it won't seat 5 people or 5 adults comfortable. But it's a Sonata, Hyundai Sonata. I got what I thought was a great deal on it. It was a 2022 brand new in-lot with like 5,000 miles on it. It was basically a dealer demo. And it was like $9,000 off. It was last 2022 on the lot. They're like, we need to get rid of this thing. What's up, Raptor? Alright, after we do this, we're going to, oh, we're making a mess here. Ground got wet, it got soft. We're gonna go sleep for the night. It's too dark, it's too wet. We're making a mess. We do what we do with every live stream. We just park stuff wherever. Well, I'm glad Walter went inside. W Farmer without commentary. Well, hello, sir. I don't really know. I'm not one to do time-lapse videos only. And from a personal standpoint, I really don't like to watch time-lapse videos only because typically if I'm watching videos like that, well, not like that, but if I'm watching videos, it's probably at work. And it's my attention's all over the place. And it ends up being in the background. And if it's in the background, you can't hear, right? You don't know what's going on. It's just sound at that point. So this thing is pretty neat. You can obviously load it with a loader, or you can load it this way. Regardless of the type of content, what I would say is make content that you like, that you want, and people that like the same things you like will come and they'll watch and they'll enjoy it. Don't try to chase the views by putting out something that you don't necessarily like to do, because it'll eventually show that you're not enjoying yourself, or it'll be like work and you won't want to do it. So when I did do recorded videos of gameplay, I would, if I did do a time lapse, it would be only for a portion of the video. And it would usually be like when I'm doing something monotonous like mowing, where I would start mowing with commentary. I'd do a little time lapse that'd speed up the mowing portion, and then I'd come back and do more commentary. Well, if it's worth it to you, only you can decide, DRD. It depends what you're into. Better optimized than what? It's gotta be compared against something. Otherwise, how do you say it's better optimized than what? You can't really compare it to FS22 because there's no comparing this to FS22, because the shadowing system is different, the lighting is different, the materials on the vehicles and implements are different. We have ground deformation. We didn't have that in 22. There are so many things that are physically different about this to 22. You can't compare the two. Do we have any milk over here? No. Oh, I got chili peppers. let's take these peppers over to my stand. Well, I mean, it depends on what system you're running. When you start talking about FPS, it's really dependent on a lot of different factors. So I would start with what resolution do you play, and what's your graphics card. Alright, so where did our peppers go? We got $500 and our peppers are in this little bucket. So I'll be trying to put a video together tomorrow after the game launches. I don't know if I'll get around to it tomorrow or not. I got so much other things to do tomorrow. Now that the game will be launching in 10 hours, I will be putting together a video related to performance on different systems. So this system is currently a 5900X AMD CPU and a 4070 Ti Super GPU, and we play at 1440p. Okay. Graphics settings are custom, very high, yada yada yada. I'm going to be testing it on a 7700K with a 1070 Ti, so fairly old graphics card, fairly old CPU. I'm going to be testing it on a AMD laptop with an AMD mobile GPU from a few generations back. I'm going to be testing it on a Intel mobile CPU with Intel mobile graphics, no discrete GPU. And I'm going to be testing it on a system with AMD integrated graphics to see what happens. And I'll put something together. It might take a week or more because it's a fair amount of work. But we'll be able to have a little bit of a comparison there. Because, for example, when I would do map videos for Farm Sim 22, I would test on a system that has AMD integrated graphics. And I had those settings dialed in where it looked okay and it ran fairly well. Most maps had a nice solid 60 FPS at 1080p. So my goal is, can I get this game to run on that system at a nice solid 60 FPS or not? I don't know. We'll have to find out. What's up, Psycho Kid? What's up, everybody? I have to say good night to you all because it's time. Do I have flight on? No, then why can't I get... There we go. I gotta say goodnight to you guys because it's 10 o'clock. We try to stream for about 2 hours. I need to go to bed so I can get up early in the morning and take the kid to school and be back here in time for launch so I can get this thing installed on a bunch of those systems I just talked about off of Steam. So I'll have to get it downloaded off of Steam. Again, it's not too late to pre-order over at the Giants eShop. You can still pick up the MacDon pack if you do pre-order. Oh, thank you all for coming out and watching. Hope you all have enjoyed our Farm Sim 20 5 coverage up to this point. We'll be continuing to hopefully live stream each day and every day for the rest of this week. I go back to work next week. So, oh look, we're wet. Our tractor's wet. I go back to work next week. So we'll go back to a little bit more of a normal schedule then. Maybe somebody should wash their tractors. That ain't me. That's Schultz. Schultz does that kind of thing. Not me. Until next time, happy farming.